Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Stephen A. Williams. And in this video, I want to talk about self-employed versus employed. Now, this is not a video to try to say that one is better than the other. This is a video that's just going to point out what we employers look at when we're evaluating employees. Now, I don't care what other people tell you. I've been in the seminars, I've been in the workshops with huge companies, small companies, mom and pop. I'm going to tell you what we look at, and it may not be what you think we look at when we're evaluating if we're going to get rid of someone or lay off or whatever. It doesn't matter how big the company is. I'm telling you, these are some of the things that we look at. And you just saw Google laid off people, Netflix, Facebook, all of these companies laid off people. And you might be saying, well, why are they laying them off? You know, they'll throw out things like, well, we overdid it on this side, or we did that, spent too much over there, or this business side did not earn as much as we thought it would. They'll have all their excuses. I mean, we have all of our excuses on it, but bottom line, the business owner, the company doesn't get hurt. The people who are the employees, they the one that feel like they got hurt. So in this video, what I want to show you is what I evaluate. And I've been in the rooms with owners of big corporations, and these are some of the things that we talk about. Like, I'm just going to lay it out, especially here for the LinkedIn people. This is also on YouTube and Facebook. But the LinkedIn people, I think that need to really listen to this, because you're hearing it from someone who's in those rooms, and I have about getting close to 100 employees. So I'm tell you some of the things that we pay attention to when we're looking at making decisions with our company. So first, when you're the employee, this is the thing. This is your benefits, that you have a 9 to 5 plus. Some people may work a little bit more. You got that consistent paycheck. You do have a boss over you that's going to, tell you what to do. Even if you are the boss, there's always going to be somebody above that you're accountable to. You're going to have co-workers that you got to deal with. You can be laid off. You can be fired, among other things that you got to deal with being an employee. But this is what I call this video. It is what it is video. Now on this side here, we have the self-employed. And we're just gonna bounce this off of what happened. So you're gonna work a lot of hours when you're self-employed. You don't have a guaranteed paycheck. You're the boss. You're the workers, usually, unless you start, a franchise or a company where you might have a few employees, and you can't be laid off. You can go out of business. So this, and obviously there's more to this, so I don't want to, but these are some of the things that we think about. So now let's get a little bit more detailed. When you're the employee, this is some of the things that we look at. This, as the employer, this is what we look at with employees. Is if you don't want to be in that line of people who get laid off or fired, I would say the number one thing that I look for in an employee is for them to try to do everything possible to increase their value with the company. Like, one of the top of mind things that I pay attention to is I want employees to increase their value. Now, me as the business owner, you can't always pay them that top. You can pay them more, but you'll never be able to make as much money as you want to make working for a company. You can make a lot of money, but you're going to probably think that you're doing a lot more for the money that you're making, even if you're making a lot of money. I know people who work for companies, they're making like $500,000 a year, and they're like, I'm not making enough money. I think I'm even more valuable. That's the situation. You want the company your company to be in, where they're like, man, this guy or girl is way more valuable than what I'm able to pay them, but it gives the company where they're like, hey, do we have to make decisions? We want to keep this person, or do we want to, maybe we got to let them go so they can go and find something better? But you want to have the company in that situation, because then at least the company knows that if we're going to make that increase, it's because there's the value. They increase their value as an employee. Now, some of the other things, and these might sound like things that you don't have problems with, but companies are experiencing this, is people getting their own time, people having poor attitudes. I've fired people who were very productive, but that had this attitude problem, and I'm going to share with you the reason why on there. And that's why I was saying that some people believe that it's all about money with companies. It's not always about money. We have the money. Sometimes it's about these attitudes. I want someone who has new ideas that could push the company forward. I look for that with employees. And then again, very productive, increasing that value to the company, being very productive. From what I see, and for what I hear when I'm talking with my business associates, is that you have people on their cell phones. I even have people who run major medical facilities, and they say that workers are sitting there ordering on Amazon, doing all types of things on the computers. And some stuff you let go because you're just like, this person is very productive. When they work hard. But I'm just telling you, the way that things are moving, productivity is going to be looked at in a different way in the future. I'll just leave it at that. Now, so me as self-employed, we always focus on these things because it costs us time, it costs us money, and it costs us frustration. Like if you're dealing with people who are not at work on time, that's frustrating to the business owner, frustrating to the company. That has attitudes, that's frustrating to the company. New ideas, that's based, if the person is productive, they don't have to be an idea person. That just increases your value to the business being an idea person. Productivity, obviously, if you're not productive, that's going to cost the business money, and it's going to be frustration. So now let's talk about solutions, where you're at, where you want to be at for yourself. Because with understanding that, what I just briefly went through, where do you want to be at for your future? Because if you are the business owner, then everything is in your hands. The power is in your hands. If you work for someone, yes, you can be very productive, but still the power is not fully in your hands. You're in the hands of that corporation or that business that you're working for. Now, unlike other people that might be here on these social network channels, I don't believe everyone has it within them to be a business owner. Not that they don't have the skill that can acquire the skill. It's more of they don't have the mental fortitude to be able to have that responsibility on their shoulders. Imagine just with me as small companies that I have smaller companies having up to 100 paychecks that needs to be paid every week. Some people don't want that weight on their shoulders. The tax burden, they don't want to deal with the taxes. Just with one of my companies, we pay almost $50,000 a month in taxes. Some people just don't want to have to deal with that. Back and forth, I'm on with one of my businesses, I'm on the line. I take care of the back and forth with the unemployment court back and forth decisions. So some people don't want that type of stuff on the line. Discipline. With all of my companies, I handle, except for one, with the other three, I handle all the disciplinary stuff. Other than that, I have managers that do the day-to-day and they take care of that. I review those documents to make sure that if we're moving forward, and I look at the financials to see if we need to tighten up somewhere, and if things are not running smooth. So some people don't want all of that on their shoulders, and I understand that. But if you do want to move into that category, the number one thing that you need to understand, I don't care if you're an attorney, I don't care if you run an auto repair shop, cell phone store, if you're gonna be a content creator, gonna have courses and classes where you're gonna teach people how to do stuff online, whatever it is, affiliate marketing, whatever it is, you're not going to go anywhere unless you solve this problem here. You need customers. A lot of people who are moving from employee to employer don't even understand that the company had a whole nother department that brought in customers. Now, if you were in the sales department, you were a salesperson, but if you were not in the lead generation department, you're going to have trouble with your new business. You're going to have trouble because you're going to say, I understand how to do the work. I understand how to perform the task for the business, but I cannot get enough customers. How can I get customers? If you want to get more customers, you have to understand that there's another business that you're in. You're in the lead generation business. That means that don't depend on free stuff. Post content, that's fine. All over the place. That's what these platforms are for. But if you want to have a sustainable income that replaces your income, don't sit there playing around, like I have my business and I'm growing this and that, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years later, you're still doing that side hustle. It's okay if you're going to do that and work your job, but I'm talking about putting yourself in the position to replace that job. That's what I'm talking about. And if you're going to do that, you need to become good at getting customers. And the way that you become good at getting customers is lead generation. Remember that. This is the actual business that you're going to get into. You're going to get into the business of getting leads to show them what you had to offer. And then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to learn how to close those people. And closing people has nothing to do with talking people into buying stuff. It has more to do with you offering what you can do for them. That's all you have to do. And some people are going to say yes, some people are going to say no. That is not up to you. Your job is to bring in more leads, funnel those leads through whatever your sales process is, and then in the end, you're going to end up making money. And when you learn how to do this, it doesn't matter what business you start, you're going to be able to be successful. Yes, it can be tough at the beginning, but that's it. Anything that you do is going to be tough at the beginning when you're trying to start a business. It's always going to be tough, so don't think it's going to be easy. So here's my offer to you. I want to give you some free information. I want to show you how you can generate leads. There's a link either above or below this video. Go to that website. I'm going to give you something for free where you can see how you can start generating leads today, right now, for your business. Thank you for your time. This is Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of Blue Book MKE, and let's level up your